What if I told you that everything you were taught about learning English is actually holding you back? Your grammar book, slowing you down. Your vocabulary lists, wasting your time. Your translation habit, destroying your fluency. I know, that sounds crazy. But after 20 years of teaching English, our guest today has seen it happen thousands of times. And today, for the first time, she's going to tell you the truth that most English teachers are too afraid to say out loud. Are you ready to hear it? Welcome back to ESL Voice, the podcast where real English learning happens. I'm your host, Alex, and today we have a very powerful episode for you. We're asking the question that every English learner is afraid to ask. Why is my English not improving, even though I'm studying? And to answer that honestly, I've brought back one of our favorite guests, Emma, an English teacher with 20 years of experience who has helped thousands of learners break through exactly this problem. Emma, welcome back.
Thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be back. And I have to say, this topic is so close to my heart because I see this problem every single day with my students.
And that's exactly why I wanted you here for this conversation. So let's get right into it. The biggest lie English learners believe. Emma, let's start with something bold. In your 20 years of teaching, what is the biggest lie that English learners believe about themselves?
Oh, that's a powerful question. I would say the biggest lie is this: I'm not good at languages. Alex, I have heard this sentence thousands of times from students in Bangladesh, India, Brazil, Japan, everywhere. And every single time, it breaks my heart because it is simply not true.
Really? So you're saying anyone can learn English?
Anyone, without exception. The human brain is designed for language. Every single person on this planet already speaks at least one language fluently. So the question is never, can I learn English? The real question is, am I learning it the right way?
Wow, so it's not about ability, it's about method.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Most people are working very hard, but they're working hard in the wrong direction.
The grammar trap. Okay, so let's talk about the wrong direction. What is the number one mistake you see learners make? The thing that wastes the most time?
Grammar. Studying too much grammar.
Wait, studying grammar is bad?
Not bad, but overstudied. Think about it this way, Alex. A baby doesn't study grammar before speaking. A child doesn't read grammar books before having conversations. They just listen, repeat, use. But what do most adult learners do? They spend months, sometimes years, studying verb tenses, passive voice, conditionals, and then when it's time to speak, they can't form a single sentence without freezing.
Because they're thinking about rules instead of speaking.
Exactly right. Grammar is a tool, not a destination. You learn grammar so you can communicate. But if grammar study is stopping you from communicating, then it has become the problem, not the solution.
That's such a powerful way to put it. So what should learners do instead?
Input. Massive amounts of comprehensible input. Listen to English, read English, watch English. At a level that is just a little bit above where you are now, your brain will naturally absorb the grammar without you even trying.
So instead of studying grammar books, listen to podcasts like this one.
Exactly. You're already doing the right thing just by being here right now.
The comfort zone problem.
Okay, Emma, here's something I hear a lot from learners. They say, I watch English movies every day, I listen to English music, I study every night, but I'm still not improving. What's going on there?
This is one of the most common situations I see, and the answer is actually very simple. They are too comfortable.
Too comfortable? What do you mean?
When you watch the same type of movie, listen to the same songs, read the same level of articles, your brain stops being challenged. And when your brain is not challenged, it stops growing. Think about going to the gym. If you lift the same weight every day for 1 year, your muscles stop getting stronger, right?
Right, you need to increase the weight.
Same with English. You need to increase the challenge regularly. Watch something harder. Listen to someone who speaks faster. Read an article on a topic you've never tried before. Push yourself just a little bit outside of your comfort zone. That's where growth happens.
So comfort is actually the enemy of improvement.
In learning, yes, comfort feels safe, but it keeps you stuck.
Passive versus active learning. This brings me to something really interesting. What's the difference between someone who improves fast and someone who studies for years but stays at the same level? Is it talent? Time? Money?
None of those things. The difference is active versus passive learning.
Can you explain that?
Of course, passive learning is when English just happens around you. You watch a movie, but you're just relaxing. You listen to a song, but you don't think about the words. You read an article, but you don't remember anything after. Active learning is completely different. You watch a movie and you pause, repeat, shadow the dialogue. You listen to a song and you look up every word you don't know. You read an article and you write down 5 new phrases. Same amount of time, completely different results.
So it's not how long you study, it's how you study.
Perfectly said. Quality over quantity, always. 1 hour of active, focused practice is worth more than 5 hours of passive background listening.
That's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people watching this.
I hope so, because I don't want anyone to waste their time. Every learner deserves to see real progress.
The fear of making mistakes. Emma, let's talk about something emotional now. A lot of our viewers are intermediate learners. They actually know a lot of English, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. Why does that happen?
Fear. Pure and simple. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of being judged. And this fear is the single biggest killer of English fluency.
That's so real. I think everyone watching can relate to that feeling.
Absolutely. And here's the painful truth. The more you avoid speaking because of fear, the more afraid you become. It's a cycle. Fear, avoid speaking, less practice, more mistakes, more fear. You have to break the cycle.
And how do you break it?
You speak. Even when you're scared. You make mistakes. On purpose if you have to. Because here's what I tell all my students. The goal is not to speak perfectly. The goal is to be understood. If someone understands what you said, you have succeeded. Full stop.
The goal is not to speak perfectly. The goal is to be understood. I love that so much. I think that alone could free so many learners.
I hope it does. Perfection is the enemy of progress, Alex. Always remember that.
The translation problem. Emma, I want to ask you about something that I think almost every learner does, but nobody talks about. When most people hear English, they immediately translate it into their own language first. Is that a problem?
Alex, this is such an important question. And the honest answer is yes, it is a huge problem.
Really? But isn't that just natural?
It feels natural. I completely understand that. But here's what's actually happening in your brain when you translate. Someone says something to you in English. Your brain hears the English words, then converts them to your mother tongue. Then your brain thinks of a reply in your mother tongue, then converts that back into English, and then you try to speak.
Oh, wow. That's like 4 steps just to say one sentence.
Exactly. And all of that happens in seconds. No wonder people freeze. No wonder conversations feel exhausting. Your brain is doing double the work every single time.
So what's the solution? Just stop translating? That sounds impossible.
It sounds impossible, but it's not. The solution is to start thinking in English, not translating, actually thinking. When you see a cup of tea in the morning, don't think cha or chai or whatever your language is. Think tea. When you feel tired after work, don't think in your language first. Think, I am so tired right now. Start with tiny, simple thoughts. 1 sentence, 2 sentences. And slowly, your brain rewires itself. It builds a direct connection between English and meaning. No translation needed.
So instead of English, my language, meaning, it becomes English, meaning, direct.
Perfectly explained. That's exactly it. And when that connection is strong enough, fluency just flows.
Why vocabulary lists don't work. Okay, I have to ask about this because I know so many learners do this every day. They keep vocabulary notebooks. They memorize 10 new words every morning. They use flashcard apps. Is this a good way to build vocabulary?
I don't want to discourage anyone because the effort is absolutely wonderful. But memorizing lists alone, it doesn't work the way people hope.
Why not?
Because your brain doesn't remember words in isolation. Your brain remembers stories, emotions, context. Let me give you an example. If I ask you to memorize the word devastated, you might remember it for 1 or 2 days. But if I tell you a story, imagine you studied for months for an exam. You felt ready. You walked in confident. and then you failed. You were completely devastated. Now you felt something. Now that word is connected to an emotion. Now you will remember devastated for the rest of your life.
Because it's attached to a feeling.
Exactly. The brain loves emotion. The brain loves story. So instead of memorizing lists, learn words in context. Read them in sentences. Hear them in conversations. Use them to express something you actually feel. That's how vocabulary truly sticks.
So the vocabulary notebook isn't useless, but the way people use it might be.
Yes, write the word, but also write a sentence that means something personal to you. Make it emotional. Make it real. That's the secret.
The consistency problem. Emma, let's talk about something very honest. A lot of learners are very motivated at the beginning. They study 2-3 hours every day for a week. Then life gets busy. They stop for 2 weeks. Then they feel guilty and try again. Then stop again. Does this pattern sound familiar to you?
Oh, Alex, I have seen this pattern more times than I can count. I call it the burst and crash cycle.
The burst and crash cycle. Tell me more.
It goes like this. You get inspired. Maybe you watch a motivational video. Maybe someone speaks English beautifully and you think, I want that starting today. So you study intensely, 4 hours, 5 hours, for 3 days, maybe a whole week. And then life happens. Work, family, tiredness. You miss 1 day, then 2 days. And then the guilt hits. I've broken my streak. I failed again. And instead of just continuing, you stop completely.
Because the guilt feels too heavy.
Yes, and this is where most learners give up. Not because they lack ability, not because English is too hard, but because they set an impossible standard for themselves. And when they can't meet it, they believe they have failed.
So what's the answer? How do you break that cycle?
You make your daily habit so small that it is almost impossible to skip. Not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, 5 minutes. Every single day.
Just 5 minutes?
Just 5 minutes. Listen to one short dialogue. Repeat 3 sentences out loud. Write one thing you learned. That's it. 5 minutes every day for 1 year is 1,825 minutes of English practice. Versus someone who studies 3 hours 1 week, then disappears for a month. Who do you think improves faster?
The 5-minute person. Every time.
Every single time. Consistency always beats intensity. Small steps taken daily will always outrun big steps taken occasionally.
The secret of fluent speakers.
Okay, Elma, I want to ask you something that our viewers are dying to know. You've worked with thousands of students. Some of them became incredibly fluent. What was their secret? What did they do differently?
You know what's interesting? When I look back at my most successful students, they all had one thing in common. And it wasn't talent. It wasn't money for expensive courses. It wasn't even how much time they studied. It was this. They fell in love with English.
Fell in love with English?
Yes, completely. They didn't study English because they had to. They studied because they genuinely wanted to. One student loved football, so he watched every English football commentary he could find. He learned English through the sport he loved. Another student loved cooking. She watched English cooking shows every night. She learned recipes and English at the same time. Another student loved video games. He played every game in English. He learned English without even realizing it.
So they connected English to something they already loved.
Exactly. And when you love something, you never feel like you're studying. You feel like you're just enjoying life. In English.
That's beautiful. It's so simple.
The best things usually are. Find what you love, find it in English, and watch how fast everything changes.
A student story that will stay with you. Emma, can you share a real student story? Someone who was really struggling and then something clicked? I think our viewers need to hear something real right now.
Yes. I have one student I think about often. His name was Reza. He came to me when he was 28 years old. He had been studying English since he was 10. That's 18 years, Alex. But he could not hold a 5-minute conversation. He could not order food in English without panicking. He could not watch a movie without subtitles. When he came to me, he sat down, looked at the floor, and said, "Emma, I think I'm just not smart enough for English."
That breaks my heart.
It broke mine too. But I looked at him and I said, "Reza,
You are not the problem. Your method is the problem. And methods can be changed.
What did you do differently with him?
First thing, I told him to throw away his grammar book. He looked at me like I was crazy. Then I asked him, "What do you love? What makes you happy?" He said, "Football. I love football." So I said, "From today, your English classroom is English football commentary. Watch it, listen to it, repeat it, live it."
And what happened?
3 months later, Reza called me on the phone. In English. He spoke for 20 minutes. No freezing, no panicking, just talking, naturally. He was crying by the end of the call. And he said, "Emma, I finally feel free."
Wow.
That's why I do this work, Alex. Not for grades, not for certificates. For that moment when a person finally feels free. When English stops being a wall and becomes a door.
If you're watching this right now and you feel like Reza felt, please keep listening, because part 3 is where Emma gives you the exact steps to finally break through. The exact 5-step method. Emma, this is the moment everyone has been waiting for. We've talked about the problems, we've talked about the mistakes, we've talked about Reza's story. Now I want to ask you directly, if a learner starts from today, what are the exact steps they should follow to finally see real improvement?
Okay, I'm going to give you my 5-step method. This is exactly what I use with my students, and it works every single time. Are you ready?
We are so ready. Go ahead.
Step 1, listen first. Always. Before you speak, before you write, before you do anything else, listen. Every single day, at least 20 minutes of pure English listening. Podcasts, YouTube videos, audiobooks, movies, anything where real people speak real English. Your ear needs to get comfortable with the sounds first. Your brain needs to absorb the rhythm of the language. Don't rush to speak. Listen first.
Okay, step 1, listen first. Got it.
Step 2, shadow everything. Shadowing is the most powerful speaking exercise I know. Here's how it works. You find a short English audio or video. 30 seconds is enough. You listen once carefully. Then you play it again and speak at the same time. Same words, same speed, same emotion. You are basically copying the speaker completely. At first, it will feel strange, maybe even funny. But after 2 weeks of daily shadowing, your pronunciation, your rhythm, your confidence, everything improves dramatically.
I've heard about shadowing before, but never explained that clearly. That's incredible.
It really works, Alex. I've seen it transform students in weeks. Step 3, speak to yourself. I know this sounds strange, but bear with me. Every morning when you wake up, narrate your day in English. I woke up at 7 a.m. I feel a little tired today. I'm going to have breakfast now. Today, I have a busy day at work. Simple, short, every day. This builds the habit of thinking in English. Remember what we talked about earlier? No translation, direct thinking. This exercise trains your brain to do exactly that.
So you're basically having a conversation with yourself.
Exactly. And it's the best conversation partner because you're never judged. Step 4, use English every day for something you already do. This connects to what I said about falling in love with English. Do you scroll social media? Do it in English. Change your phone language to English. Follow English accounts. Read English captions. Do you cook? Find English recipes. Do you exercise? Listen to English podcasts while you run. Do you commute? Use that time for English audio. Don't add English to your life as an extra task. Replace your daily habits with English versions. Suddenly, you're learning English for 3, 4, 5 hours a day without even trying.
That's genius. You're not finding extra time. You're using the time you already have.
Exactly right. And step 5, review and reflect. Every night before you sleep, just 2 minutes, ask yourself 3 questions in English. What new word did I learn today? What did I find difficult today? What will I practice tomorrow? Write the answers, or just say them out loud. This small habit keeps your brain actively engaged with your learning journey. It turns passive experience into active progress.
So to recap, Step 1, listen first. Step 2, shadow everything. Step 3, speak to yourself. Step 4, replace daily habits with English. Step 5, review and reflect every night.
That's it. 5 steps. No expensive course needed, no special equipment, just commitment. Every single day.
How to practice alone at home. Emma, let's get very practical now. A lot of our viewers are at home. They don't have a teacher. They don't have English-speaking friends nearby. What is the best way to practice English completely alone at home?
This is such a common situation. And the good news is, you can make incredible progress completely alone. Here's what I recommend. First, create an English environment at home. Label things around your house in English. Your door, your window, your kitchen items. Every time you see that label, you say the word out loud. Your home becomes your classroom.
Oh, I love that. It's like English is everywhere you look.
Exactly. Immersion doesn't require moving abroad. You can create immersion right where you are. Second, record yourself speaking. This one makes people uncomfortable at first, but it is so powerful. Take your phone, press record. Talk for 1 minute about anything. Your day, your feelings, a topic you like. Then listen back. You will immediately hear things you want to improve. Your pronunciation, your pausing, your word choice. And every week, you will hear yourself getting better.
That's like having a mirror for your English.
A mirror and a teacher at the same time. Third, use AI tools and language apps wisely. Today, you have amazing tools available for free. Apps where you can have English conversations, AI that will correct your grammar in real time, YouTube channels, like this one, that give you real, natural English every day. Use these tools actively, not passively. Don't just watch, participate. Comment in English, respond in English, engage with the content in English.
So even commenting on a YouTube video is an English practice opportunity?
Absolutely! And to everyone watching right now, after this video, leave a comment in English, even just 1 sentence. I learned something new today. That counts. That is practice.
One daily habit that changes everything. Emma, we're getting close to the end of our conversation, but I have one more question. If you could give every English learner just one habit, the single most powerful thing they could do every day, what would it be?
Just one?
Just one?
Read out loud. Every single day.
That's it?
That's it. Find anything in English, a paragraph from a book, a news headline, a caption on Instagram, a subtitle on a video, and read it out loud every day. This one habit does so many things at once. It trains your pronunciation, it trains your mouth to form English sounds, it connects written English to spoken English, it builds your reading speed, it expands your vocabulary naturally, it builds your confidence in hearing your own English voice.
All of that? From just reading out loud?
All of that. The most powerful habits are always the simplest ones. People look for complicated solutions, special methods, secret techniques. But the truth? Open a book. Read out loud. Every day. Do that for 90 days, and you will not recognize your own English.
90 days. That's 3 months.
3 months of one simple habit. That's all it takes to see a transformation.
Emma's personal message. Emma, before we go, I want to give you a moment. Imagine you're speaking directly to someone right now who is sitting at home feeling completely hopeless about their English. They've tried everything. They've failed so many times. They're this close to giving up. What do you say to that person?
I see you. I know how tired you are. I know how many times you've tried. I know how many times you felt like you're just not good enough. But I need you to hear this. Your struggle is not a sign that you can't do it. Your struggle is a sign that you care. People who don't care don't struggle. They just quit. The fact that you're still here, still watching, still trying, that tells me everything I need to know about you. You have what it takes. Not because English is easy, but because you are stronger than you think. I have sat across from hundreds of students who felt exactly the way you feel right now. And I have watched every single one of them find their voice. Not because I was a great teacher, but because they refused to stop believing in themselves. So please, don't give up on your English. Don't give up on yourself. Start small. Start today. Read one sentence out loud right now. Just one. That is your first step. And every great journey begins with one single step.
Emma, that was... I have no words. I hope everyone watching felt that, because I felt it sitting right here. What an incredible conversation! Emma, on behalf of every single person watching this, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for 20 years of changing lives.
Thank you for having me, Alex. And thank you to every learner watching. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker was once afraid. You are not behind. You are on your way.
Now, if this conversation touched you today, if you learned even one thing that you're going to use, please give this video a thumbs up right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps us reach more learners who need to hear exactly this message. If you are new here, subscribe to ESL Voice and hit the bell. We put out real, honest, helpful English content every single week, for free, always. And I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me one thing from today's conversation that hit you the hardest. Was it the grammar trap? The translation problem? Riza's story? Emma's 5-step method? Write it in English, even one sentence. That is your English practice for today. And finally, coming up in our next episode, we're talking about something so many of you have asked for. How to understand fast English speakers, even when they swallow their words. Trust me, you do not want to miss that one. Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, keep growing. This is ESL Voice, and we believe in you, always. See you in the next one.
Bye, everyone. You've got this.